Hello everyone, welcome to the ED Meet for 2018. If anyone can't hear me, please let Ian know and we will try and sort things out. Thanks everyone for bearing with us at this time. Some of us are literally snowed in at the moment. Let me just take you across and share my screen with you. So hopefully you can all see this. So hopefully you can all see the PowerPoint screen with just checking that. For today, what I want to just go through is what we're going to do. A couple of updates about Medic Mentor, one or two housekeeping things, and go through the PPD and mentoring stuff. So the plan today is going to be that we go through my introduction with all of you. We'll spend an hour looking at research, and this is going to be from Lauren, one of my previous scholars who did some incredible work for the Medical Schools Compendium, followed by an hour on CV building, and that's with Dr. Siva, the president for Medic Mentor, and that will be followed on by looking at time management and study tips with Janardhan, and they will all introduce themselves shortly. Following this in the afternoon, we'll have the one-to-one sessions. We've allocated about 25 minutes for each of you with a short break in between. Please, we're going to try to keep to time as much as we possibly can for these, but please bear with us if things run slightly more quickly or slightly slower. So in terms of updates, obviously I'm now the VP for Education. Dr. Yates sends her regards. She's now VP for Mentoring and is very busy in getting involved with things like the presenter scholars and lots of projects that are very exciting. Lots of our previous scholars have done incredibly well. So for those medics of you, our previous scholars, 4 out of 5 actually received at least one academic offer, which is absolutely incredible. Other things, we've got some publishing news. So this is just a snapshot. We've got the Insight into Medicine book coming out, and I think this is a fantastic example. Funmi was one of our scholars last year of how you can take your scholar brief that we give you and turn it into something that is absolutely incredible and really gain a lot from your scholarship this year. Further, Anna, the magazine scholar, has been working incredibly hard since the last meeting, and this is the front cover of our magazine, which is just going to the printers as we speak. And there's a couple of opportunities you should all be aware of. So national weekends are coming up in London, Birmingham and Scotland. It will be great to see as many of you there as possible, but of course it's not compulsory. These are generally really fantastic events, lots of eager students with many questions, and they really value having current students at these events. Some of you may be wanting to present at national weekends. If so, get in touch with the Insight scholars and they will be able to arrange things for you. And for those of you who are our Insight scholars, we do hope to see all of you at least one of these in March. We have midpoint review coming up in a couple of months. This is for our sort of summer school students. And again, if any of you want some more information, just let me know. And finally, for the magazine, we will be looking for contributions either in the form of the written word or indeed artwork. If any of you are keen, just speak to Anna and she will give you some more details. So a final update, we've mentioned handbooks to all of you before. You will all receive a scholar handbook, likely via email, just going through very similar things to what we're talking about today, but in a little bit more detail. It's going through the final checks and everything else before it comes out to you. And we're hoping to get a mentoring handbook to a similar standard, but that might take a little more time. So on to housekeeping, which unfortunately we do need to cover today. The first one is about your payments. You all, obviously, as part of your scholarship, do receive some money to help with things like travel. The person that you need to contact is Hazel on accounts@medicmentor.org. She is in charge of installments, making sure that everything is running as it should. Please do send her your bank details. In the email following today, I will give you her email again, so don't worry too much about that. Just make sure she has your bank details, and if you have any questions, please do direct them to her. Remember to be professional and courteous, and in essence, you will be given your scholarship payment, but in installments, and I'm not entirely sure at this point the frequency of those or the exact amounts, but Hazel will be able to tell you that. After today, you'll be sent a feedback form. These are really important. We want to improve every ED, and we can't do that without having detailed, constructive feedback from all of you. The one from today will be slightly lengthier than normal because obviously this is a very different format to our usual meetings. So we're keen to have your thoughts on how you think this is working. Please do complete them as soon as you can, and I'm interested to hear what you have to think. It goes without saying there's 4 meetings annually and attendance at each is compulsory. If any of you have problems with making one of the meetings, please do let me know via email as soon as you become aware of a problem. Generally, if people fail to attend 2 or more events, we do need to see you, have a review meeting, touch base, make sure that things are on track. And unfortunately, sometimes it's clear that things aren't going well, and sometimes scholarships are terminated. But I'm sure all of you have made 2 meetings, so I'm sure that won't be a problem. So moving on, we incorporate personal and professional development and mentoring into the whole year for all of you. And it's really important. Scholarships aren't just about your projects. It's really easy to be completely focused, particularly if you've got something like a book project, to become completely focused just on that. But the project is the practical experience for a whole range of skills. And what we want to see is that you're able to develop other skills in addition to that. And in order to provide that, we want to develop your personal and professional development through a range of different things. So today, as you saw earlier, we are thinking about how do you build your CV, how do you ensure you have good timekeeping, and looking at things like presentations and publications. In future events, we will think about resilience skills. We will think about publishing and other things. And one of the things on the feedback form is we'd love to hear your thoughts on anything that you would particularly feel is of benefit to you at this point in time. Of course, most of the PPD sessions will be run over about an hour, and this is enough time to give you all foundations of knowledge for that specific skill set, but no one session is ever going to be able to teach you everything and anything that you could know, for example, about CV building. But hopefully some of you will find one or two things that are particularly interesting. And if that's the case, we can put you in contact with people who are very experienced in that field to further develop your skills, particularly in some of the later sessions that we have planned for you. And moving on then to discuss mentoring. So some of you have already told me that you've not had a mentor before and you're not necessarily sure what to expect from the process. Mentoring comes in lots of different formats. It can be formal or informal. It's a way of identifying the different needs, goals, interests of each of you, and us at Medic Mentor trying to facilitate and help you to achieve those. Some of you may come with specific goals related to your primary degree. Others may say to us, actually, I really want to focus on this thing completely different, whether it's sporting or music or art or something else. All of that comes under the umbrella of mentoring. Ultimately, what you put in is what you get out. That's not to say that you all have to work really hard with mentoring, but if you want more help, then just let us know and we can provide that for you. Today we want to aim to identify goals, any specific concerns each of you might have that you might want to work on through the year. And of course, it's an ongoing process. We can't do whole mentoring sessions over the course of today, but we'll build on it sort of week by week, month by month with you. And finally, the mentoring isn't confined to any one ED meet, any one session that we have. If any of you ever have any concerns or worries, just let me know. I'm always contactable via WhatsApp or email or anything else, and I do aim to get in touch with you as soon as possible. But the flip side of that is we also want to know when things are going really well. When you pass that exam with flying colours, when you get the elective or scholarship or something that you want, do let us know, because we want to see both sides of the coin with all of you. So I finished my talk slightly early. I'm going to go back to the main screen and see if any of you have any questions. Okay, so let me just check. If any of you have any questions, can you let Ian know? And if not, we will take a short break before our next scholar comes on, who is Lauren, talking about presentations. Okay, I will speak to you all shortly then.